The ARDSI Nasik Support Group works under DRMK Memory Foundation. ARDSI Nasik and DRMK Memory Foundation are run by our mother company, that is Mental Health AIMS. ARDSI is Alzheimer and Related Disorder Society of India. We are having our Nasik Support Group formed in 2019. Now this group is working totally online. Today we will brief you what exactly is the ARDSI Nasik Support Group work. Alzheimer dementia, which is caused by many different reasons that we will see today. So Alzheimer may be genetic or it may be sporadic due to some other reasons. The most important factor about Alzheimer or any dementia, the problem is about memory and cognitive impairment. And because of the brain damage, there may be some behavioral disturbance that anybody could notice. So main thing is about the forgetfulness, that the person cannot memorize things, nor the person can recall the work he has done, nor the person can recall what he has done or she has done, nor the person can recall what has happened just 30 seconds before. Memory can be as short as just 5 to 10 seconds also. And then people around or the family friends start understanding that there is some problem with the memory, and then people start finding out what is the cause. So broadly we always come to know that there are two words. One thing is about Alzheimer's that we always listen, read and think about. So Alzheimer's and other dementias have a very peculiar characteristic. First thing is about forgetfulness, then forgetting some names, cannot do calculations, cannot find regular pathways, behavioral disturbances. So some people might be very low in their emotions, some might be very aggressive, where anybody has never seen that person into that emotional status, and that is how we come to know that there is some problem. So the reasons are many. So when we think about Alzheimer's, that is of one type of dementia. So usually we see that there is degeneration. That means the volume of the brain starts shrinking, and that's why the information which is accumulated in that part of the brain is obviously missing from that part. So it may be about finding some words, or maybe doing some numerical calculations, or maybe recalling regular names, object names and so on. And when the disease progresses, then people cannot orient themselves into that location. So when they usually get up in the morning, or when they usually get up from afternoon nap, then they are very much disoriented. They think that the place they belong to they cannot recognize, and then they are very much confused. They cannot understand what to do. They cannot relate themselves to the time, season, location and people, and that's how they start disintegration with the surrounding, and they are left out from the main happening in the society or in their own family. So gradually the deficit in the brain takes over on the infrequent urination or incontinence, then other dietary problems, sleeping problems and so on. So this has got various reasons. Without reason, dementia cannot be there. The age related atrophy, which is always diagnosed in any MRI readings, always relate to some or the other reason behind that diagnosis. So it's not just about age related atrophy, but the age related atrophy has some history, and that's why when the person ages, the atrophy is seen in the neuroimaging, and simultaneously we find that there are some memory and cognitive and behavioral issues for that particular person. So first of all, when we see Alzheimer also shows that there is shrinking for the brain, and because of the shrinking of the volume of the brain, behavioral issues, cognitive issues, memory issues, sleeping, eating and urinary related issues we do see in this population. Secondly, we see another population that is called as vascular dementia, and usually it occurs after the stroke, and the stroke also has some reason in the past. Without reason, any brain deficit cannot happen. So again, whichever part that the stroke has taken place, we see the brain deficit regarding memory and cognitive and behavioral issues. Simultaneously, the person will also experience sleeping, eating, and urinary incontinence as in the person experiences while having Alzheimer's dementia. So, overall speaking, even the stroke causes the same memory, cognitive, and behavioral issues and other issues. Next part comes in the head injury and accident population when there is acute trauma, and this particular population we see at any age. It may be in small children, it may be younger children, adolescents, adult, elder adult, any. But most of the time what we have experienced, the trauma population is generally below 60 years because accidents and gunshots or suicidal attempts are mostly below this age. So most of the population we get into the clinic having this trauma related behavioral, cognitive and memory issues, we see that they face the same kind of a problem as in for the Alzheimer population, that is 50 plus, they have the same numerical problem. If that Alzheimer's dementia person having a problem to write 39 number or has to write a spelling, a very simple spelling which is having D and B in small letters, or the person might show confusion while given a pathfinding task, and the same kind of memory and cognitive issues, numerical issues, alphabetical issues, language comprehension issues, visuospatial issues we see in the vascular dementia population, which might be again 40 plus population. The trauma related population, it may be children to elder adults, they also show the same cognitive issues regarding alphabets, numbers, visuospatial and motor related tasks, and also behavioral issues as we see in other populations. The next population we see in is the epilepsy and seizure disorder population, which is again that it starts from newborn to elder adult. So in this population we see the same behavioral, cognitive and memory issues. Usually we see very less population after the age of 46 generally, starting from very early childhood. Even in this population, when they are in children's state below 6 years, they start finding difficulties in the scholastic capabilities, and usually they are labeled as autistics, having ADHD or having learning disability. But because of epilepsy and this seizure disorder, they start experiencing memory and cognitive issues very early. Just one episode of seizure can cause cognitive impairment in the human being, and if it is diagnosed early, detected early, the brain can manage to fulfill that information gap when the brain gets the opportunity to do that. But when there are frequent seizures and once there is epilepsy, and when epilepsy is diagnosed, usually children have to drop their school, they go to special schools. When they come into adolescent stage, they are far left away in their scholastic abilities, their environmental knowledge and their cognitive capacity in general. They also develop behavioral issues, and when they become adult, and if the brain doesn't get the opportunity to fill the gap where the epilepsy, where the seizures have created gaps whenever there were seizures. If this brain deficit is fulfilled on time, or when we understand that the cause behind the cognitive impairment, the treatments for epilepsy do not contribute for cognitive and memory fulfillment of the brain. So there the brain needs neurorehabilitation to cover that. The same thing is true about vascular dementia, which is caused by stroke. Also it is true for Alzheimer dementia. Also that is true for any trauma related memory and cognitive and behavioral issues. We have to understand the history behind that and support the patient with required neurorehabilitation for quality of life. The next population we see is about brain diseases. So there are many types of different brain diseases. Some are very rare, and some are tumor related brain diseases, and also other brain diseases which are very rare. But in all of these diseases, the common factor is about cognitive impairment, memory loss and behavioral issues. So the same kind of a numerical problem which is given to any of these populations, it may be Alzheimer dementia, it may be vascular dementia, it may be other dementia, that is frontotemporal dementia, subcortical dementia, Parkinson disease related dementia, trauma related memory impairment or brain diseases related impairment. In all of these populations, which includes includes epilepsy or seizure as a common factor in most of the population. We see these memory, cognitive and behavioral issues in all of these populations. Also, there is another population which has drug abuse or the human who has experienced suicidal attempt, because any kind of suicidal attempt is going to cause damage to the brain, and any kind of drug or substance abuse, alcohol abuse is going to damage the neurons and it's going to cause memory, cognitive and behavioral issues for that human being. So our normal brain functions with lot of memory, cognitive and behavioral factors mechanically, where we generally do not notice how the brain processes information which we continuously receive when we are awake, and how the brain manages to do the coding and processing of that information and registering that information properly into different memory compartments, and the memory is recalled whenever we require that. So the process goes on continuously our lifelong, the time we are born and the time we leave the world. So it's a continuous process for the brain, and when we see that it may be Alzheimer's, stroke, trauma, epilepsy, seizure disorder, other brain diseases or substance use or alcohol abuse, all of such reasons do cause behavioral issues, cognitive issues and memory issues. Additionally, all of these population experience sleeping problems, dietary problems, urinary incontinence and other digestive issues, along with very specific memory, behavior and cognitive issues. So ARDSI Nasik group is having lot of committee members, all are specialized in mental health areas. At ARDSI Nasik group, we will be using two copyright products of Dr. Mangal Kardile. One is the UMSE, which is standardized testing tool for Alzheimer dementia, memory and cognitive issues, which is standardized with the help of international funding from Australia. The work is done in the year between 2009 to 2015 with lot of research work in different populations, and that test will be using at ARDSI Nasik Center. The testing will be done online in the current situation. Also, the 18 plus population with Alzheimer and other dementias will be supported with memory and cognitive rehabilitation with the Neuro Rehab innovative tool, which has got global and international innovative product awards, that is Brain Next. We will be using that tool to support this population. The ARDSI Nasik Center group work will be every Saturday. One has to become a life member of ARDSI Nasik. The fees are extremely minimal, and with that membership one will gain a lot of support regarding Alzheimer and dementia for the patient as well as for the caregiver. So the support of ARDSI Nasik will be for the patient, also for the caregiver. Also, the patient and the caregiver will get the training online to support their patient at home. We are covering all population, that is 18 plus ages to elderly, having any kind of memory, cognitive and behavioral issues. First we will have the testing, and after that we will be providing rehabilitation for that person. There are some terms and conditions which are mentioned on our website, that is www.mentalhealthaims.com. There is a different page for ARDSI Nasik. Also we have our ARDSI Facebook page. Also there are some related videos on our YouTube channel. So you can get a lot of information online about our work. One has to take the appointment through our website. We have given lot of information about how to take the appointment online through our videos which are there on YouTube channel. It's a very simple procedure to take online appointment. We will arrange your appointments on every Saturday. All the support regarding understanding Alzheimer dementia and other dementias will be provided for the patient as well as for the caregiver. We will be running specific seminars and supportive mechanisms for the caregivers to understand dementia and how to cope with that, and also giving quality of life for the patient as well as relief for the caregiver. We have our toll free number, that is 1800-266-4161. You can contact from any corner of India through this toll free number. Also we do have other telephone numbers mentioned on our website as well as on our Facebook page of Mental Health Aims, also ARDSI page, and also the DRMK Memory Foundation page. All are having connective information regarding our work in mental health. People who are outside India also can be member member of ARDSI Nasik group, they can drop email which is given on our website. They will also get all the facilities which we are providing for Indian population. They have to take membership, and the terms and conditions apply the same way for people residing outside India. Please read our policy document and other information on our website, that is www.mentalhealthaims.com.